Most people recognize a Northern Cardinal instantly. The brilliant red male at the feeder is one of the most iconic birds in North America, the kind of bird that stops you mid-conversation when it lands on a branch outside the window. And because it is so familiar, most people assume they already know everything worth knowing about it. They do not. The Northern Cardinal is one of the most biologically fascinating birds on the continent. Its behavior, its physiology, its social dynamics, and its evolutionary adaptations contain details that most casual observers and even many dedicated birdwatchers have never encountered. The more closely scientists have studied this bird, the more surprising it has turned out to be. Welcome to Herd to Harvest. Today, we are going through 25 facts about the Northern Cardinal that will fundamentally change the way you look at this bird the next time it visits your yard. Some of these will surprise you. Some will genuinely astonish you. All of them are documented, researched, and real. Let us get into it. Fact number 1. The red color is not in the feathers. It is made from food. The brilliant red plumage of the male Northern Cardinal is not produced by pigments the bird manufactures itself. It comes entirely from carotenoids, specifically red carotenoids called dihydroretrocarotenoids that the bird obtains from its diet. The more carotenoid-rich food a male cardinal consumes, the more intensely red his plumage becomes. Males with access to abundant berries, insects, and varied plant material are more vividly red than males on a nutritionally poor diet. This means the red color is a direct, honest signal of foraging ability and habitat quality, and females use it as a primary criterion in mate selection. Fact number 2. Females sing, and they are exceptionally good at it. In most songbird species, singing is primarily a male behavior. The Northern Cardinal is a significant exception. Female cardinals are among the most accomplished singers in North America, producing songs of equal or greater complexity than males. Females sing primarily from the nest during incubation. Researchers believe this communicates her needs to the male, signaling when she requires food or alerting him to disturbance near the nest. It's a level of female vocal complexity that was unusual among North American songbirds and was largely unappreciated until detailed behavioral studies were conducted in the late 20th century. Fact number 3. A mated pair communicates through song before they can see each other. Cardinal pairs maintain contact through a behavior called countersinging, exchanging songs back and forth in a coordinated vocal dialogue. This allows mated pairs to communicate across dense vegetation where visual contact is impossible. The male and female learn each other's specific song patterns and can identify their mate's voice from among dozens of other cardinals by individual vocal characteristics that are unique to each bird, the avian equivalent of recognizing a familiar voice in a crowd. Fact number 4. The crest is a mood indicator. The distinctive crest on the head of a cardinal is not simply decorative. It's a dynamic signaling structure that communicates emotional state in real time. A fully raised, erect crest indicates alertness, aggression, or high excitement. A flattened crest indicates calm or submission. A partially raised crest signals a range of intermediate states. Experienced observers can read a cardinal's behavioral state accurately from crest position alone. The bird is essentially broadcasting its internal state continuously through this single visible feature. Fact number 5. Males feed females during courtship, and it matters enormously. One of the most reliably observed cardinal courtship behaviors is mate feeding, the male collecting food and delivering it directly to the female, beak to beak. This behavior, called courtship feeding, begins during pair formation and continues through the nesting cycle. It serves multiple functions simultaneously. It demonstrates the male's ability and willingness to provision offspring. It provides the female with additional nutrition during the energetically demanding process of egg formation and incubation. And it strengthens the pair bond through repeated physical proximity and coordinated behavior. Females consistently prefer males who feed them more frequently and generously during courtship. Fact number 6. They do not migrate, and this has allowed them to expand their range dramatically. The Northern Cardinal is a year-round resident across its entire range. It does not migrate. This non-migratory lifestyle was historically a constraint, limiting the bird to areas with mild enough winters to support survival. But as suburban development expanded across North America through the 20th century, creating a landscape of dense bird feeders, ornamental berry-producing shrubs, and fragmented woodland edge habitat that cardinals thrive in, the species expanded its range northward significantly. Cardinals now breed regularly in southern Canada, a range expansion that would have been considered remarkable a century ago, and is directly attributable to the combination of human landscape modification and this bird's behavioral flexibility.
Fact number 7. The female chooses the nest site and builds the nest entirely alone. Despite the pair bond and the male's role in feeding and territory defense, nest building is exclusively the female's domain. She selects the site, typically a dense shrub or low tree fork between 1 and 15 feet from the ground, and constructs the nest entirely without assistance from the male. The nest is a fact number 7. The female chooses the nest site and builds the nest entirely alone. Despite the pair bond and the male's role in feeding and territory defense, nest building is exclusively the female's domain. She selects the site, typically a dense shrub or low tree fork between 1 and 15 feet from the ground, and constructs the nest entirely without assistance from the male. The nest is a 4-layer structure: an outer layer of coarse twigs, a middle layer of vine bark and leaves for structural support, an inner layer of grass, and a final lining of fine grass and hair. The construction takes 3 to 9 days and produces a cup nest that is both structurally sophisticated and well concealed within dense vegetation. Fact number 8. They raise multiple broods per season, sometimes simultaneously. Northern Cardinals typically raise 2 to 4 broods per breeding season, which runs from March through September across most of their range. What makes this particularly remarkable is that the male often begins feeding and caring for the fledglings from the first brood, while the female simultaneously begins incubating eggs from the second brood. The pair effectively splits parental duties across 2 overlapping reproductive cycles, the male managing older offspring, while the female manages the new clutch. This reproductive strategy maximizes annual productivity in a way that requires extraordinary coordination between the pair. Fact number 9. Cardinals are one of the few songbirds that crack seeds with a specialized bill technique. The Northern Cardinal's thick conical bill is specifically adapted for cracking hard seeds, a dietary specialization that sets it apart from most songbirds. But the mechanism is more sophisticated than simple crushing. Cardinals rotate seeds in their bills to position them optimally before applying cracking force, using the ridged interior of the palate as a fulcrum. High-speed video analysis has revealed this positioning behavior occurs in fractions of a second, a rapid, precise manipulation that the bird performs thousands of times daily, without apparent conscious effort. This seed-cracking efficiency allows cardinals to exploit food sources that smaller-billed songbirds cannot access. Fact number 10. The male is one of the most aggressive territory defenders among songbirds. During breeding season, male cardinals defend their territories vigorously against all rivals, and with a notable addition. Male cardinals frequently attack their own reflection in windows, mirrors, and car mirrors, spending hours in repeated aggressive displays against what they perceive as a persistent rival that refuses to retreat. This behavior, observed consistently in spring and early summer, can last for days or weeks in the same location. It is not evidence of unusual aggression or confusion. It is a precisely calibrated territorial response applied to a stimulus that did not exist in the environment in which the behavior evolved. Fact number 11.
cardinals have a unique ability to process certain toxic seeds safely. Northern cardinals regularly consume the seeds of plants that are toxic to many other birds and animals, including the seeds of some nightshade family plants. Research into cardinal digestive physiology has found specific enzymatic adaptations in the gut that detoxify certain plant compounds that would cause toxicosis in other species. This dietary flexibility, the ability to exploit food sources that competitors cannot safely use, is one of the factors that contributes to the cardinal's success across a wide range of habitats and seasonal food availability conditions. Fact number 12. Cardinals can last multiple years, but are not always permanent. Cardinals are generally described as monogamous, and within a breeding season they maintain exclusive pair bonds. However, long-term banding studies have found that cardinal pairs do not always reunite in subsequent breeding seasons. Some pairs maintain their bond across multiple years. Others separate between seasons and form new pairings. The factors that determine whether pairs reunite appear to include previous reproductive success together. Pairs that successfully raised multiple broods are more likely to reunite, and territory stability. A pair that successfully defended a productive territory is more likely to return to and share that territory in the following season. Fact number 13. Juveniles look nothing like their parents. Young northern cardinals of both sexes emerge from the nest in a streaked brown plumage that bears almost no resemblance to either parent. They lack the crest prominence of adults, the clear bill coloration, and all of the distinctive red or warm buff tones of mature birds. The transformation to adult plumage occurs through the first autumn molt, with males developing their first recognizable red feathering by late autumn of their first year. This cryptic juvenile plumage serves an obvious protective function. Young birds that look like neither a conspicuously red male nor a clearly patterned female are less likely to attract predator attention during the vulnerable early weeks post-fledging.
Fact number 14. The scientific name translates as important reddish bird. The northern cardinal's scientific name, Cardinalis cardinalis, is a direct reference to the scarlet robes of Roman Catholic cardinals, which the male bird's plumage was considered to resemble when European settlers first encountered the species. The genus and species name are identical, a construction called a tautonym that indicates the bird was considered the definitive representative of its taxonomic group. The common name follows the same logic. It is worth noting that the bird was named for the ecclesiastical rank, not the other way around, though the association has become so culturally embedded that many people now instinctively picture the bird when they hear the word cardinal, regardless of context. Fact number 15. They have a remarkable capacity for song learning and regional dialects. Cardinal songs are not genetically fixed. Young cardinals learn their songs by listening to adult birds during a sensitive learning period in early life, and the songs they learn reflect the local population's vocal traditions. Regional cardinal populations have distinct song dialects that differ measurably from populations in other geographic areas, accumulated through generations of cultural transmission. A cardinal raised in isolation will produce abnormal, incomplete songs. The full, complex song of an adult cardinal is a learned cultural artifact, transmitted from generation to generation through direct vocal imitation. Fact number 16. Female cardinals show directional color preference in mate choice. Research into female cardinal mate preference has found that females do not simply prefer redder males in general. They show a specific directional preference for the most intensely red males available within their local population. This preference drives ongoing selection pressure for increased red coloration in male cardinals across generations. The intensity of this selection varies by location. In populations where food quality and availability produce a wide range of male coloration, female selectivity is higher, and the selection pressure for red intensity is stronger. Fact number 18.
They use sunning and anting behaviors for feather maintenance. Northern cardinals engage in two unusual feather maintenance behaviors that have fascinated ornithologists since their detailed documentation. Sunning, spreading wings and tail feathers and orienting toward direct sunlight, is believed to drive parasites toward the feather tips where they can be removed during preening, and may also facilitate vitamin D synthesis. Anting, the behavior of either actively placing ants in the feathers or lying on an ant mound and allowing ants to move through the plumage, uses the formic acid secreted by ants as a natural ectoparasiticide. Cardinals have been observed engaging in both behaviors, occasionally appearing distressed or intoxicated during anting episodes, a response believed to result from contact with ant secretions. Fact number 19. Male cardinals in low-quality territories produce less red offspring. The connection between territory quality, diet, and plumage color extends beyond the individual to affect offspring. Males holding high-quality territories with abundant food resources pass on indirect benefits to their sons through two mechanisms. First, well-nourished females produce eggs with higher carotenoid content, which influences early chick development. Second, male offspring raised in high-quality territories consume more carotenoid-rich food during their first summer and autumn, developing brighter first-year plumage that improves their own mate attraction prospects. Territory quality at birth has measurable consequences for reproductive success in the next generation. Fact number 20. Their night vision is significantly better than previously understood. Recent research into cardinal visual physiology has found that their retinal cone density and the distribution of photoreceptor types provide significantly better low-light vision than earlier models suggested. Cardinals are among the earliest rising songbirds, beginning to sing before first light, often in conditions where most other songbirds remain silent, and this early activity is supported by visual capabilities adapted for the dim, blue-shifted light of pre-dawn. The morning song of a cardinal beginning before sunrise is not random timing. It is a precisely timed behavioral strategy made possible by specific optical adaptations. Fact number 21. Cardinals are among the most successful birds at exploiting suburban habitats. The northern cardinal has thrived in suburbia more successfully than almost any other native North American songbird. The combination of bird feeders providing year-round supplemental food, ornamental plantings producing abundant berries, and fragmented wooded edge habitat that matches the cardinal's natural habitat preferences has made the suburban landscape effectively ideal cardinal habitat. Population data from the North American Breeding Survey shows consistent cardinal population stability or increase across most of the species range over the past 50 years, a period during which many other songbird species have significantly declined.
Fact number 22. A cardinal's bill changes color with the seasons. The bright orange-red bill of the adult northern cardinal is not constant year-round. It becomes noticeably duller and more brownish during late summer and autumn, the period of annual molt, before returning to its vivid orange-red coloration by late winter as the breeding season approaches. This seasonal variation in bill color is driven by the same carotenoid mechanisms that influence plumage color and similarly reflects the bird's current nutritional status and health condition. A vibrantly colored bill in late winter signals a bird in excellent condition entering the breeding season. Fact number 23. They have been recorded living over 15 years in the wild. The average lifespan of a wild northern cardinal, accounting for all causes of mortality, including predation, disease, and collision, is approximately 3 years. But banding records have documented wild cardinals living well beyond a decade. The confirmed longevity record for a wild northern cardinal is 15 years and 9 months, documented through a banded individual in Pennsylvania. Birds that survive their first year, the period of highest mortality, have significantly extended life expectancy. The oldest wild cardinals show none of the obvious behavioral or physical decline that might be expected, remaining reproductively active and behaviorally typical into advanced age. Fact number 24. Cardinals are among the primary hosts for brown-headed cowbird parasitism, and they respond to it differently than most species. The brown-headed cowbird is a brood parasite that lays its eggs in the nests of other songbird species, leaving the host to raise its offspring. Northern cardinals are one of the most frequently parasitized species across much of the cowbird's range. Unlike some host species that detect and eject cowbird eggs, cardinals almost universally accept and incubate them, a response that reduces the productivity of parasitized nests significantly, since cowbird nestlings grow faster and outcompete cardinal chicks for parental food delivery. The evolutionary reasons why cardinals have not developed better cowbird egg recognition are still actively studied. Fact number 25. The northern cardinal is the state bird of more U.S. states than any other species. The northern cardinal holds the official state bird designation in 7 U.S. states: Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Ohio, Virginia, and West Virginia, more than any other bird species in the country. This designation reflects not just the bird's visual appeal, but its deep cultural embedding in the regions where it is most abundant. It appears on state flags, sports team logos, university insignia, and in countless works of regional art and literature. It is, in a meaningful sense, the emblematic bird of the American East and Midwest, familiar enough to be universally recognized, remarkable enough that close attention always reveals something new. 25 facts, and the honest truth is that this list barely scratches the surface of what makes the northern cardinal one of the most thoroughly studied and endlessly surprising birds in North America. The bird at your feeder is not just a pretty face. It is a carotenoid chemist, a vocal dialectician, a sophisticated mate evaluator, a brood management specialist, and a behavioral ecologist that has successfully navigated one of the most rapidly changing landscapes in natural history, the North American suburb, without losing a step. The next time a cardinal lands in your yard, you will see it differently, because you now know what you are actually looking at. I want to hear from you. Which of these 25 facts surprised you most? Do you have cardinals visiting your property regularly? Drop your answer in the comments. This community is built by people who pay attention to the natural world and find it endlessly worth paying attention to. If this breakdown was worth your time, subscribe to Herd to Harvest. We're here every week with content that goes deeper than the surface on the plants, animals, and systems that make up the living world around us. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Now go watch your cardinals a little more closely. You will never look at them the same way again.